So this is my digital video and audio individual video reflection on the short movie that we just made. Chris, Peter and I worked really well together all semester, I reckon. When we made the movie, Peter's sister helped us during the short movie. She was casted as my mum, Peter's wife. We decided to make our short film really relatable to everyone, and we focused on when technology takes over your family and your life, and people are so wrapped up in social media and always being online, they forget to appreciate the things around them. The storyline changed quite a bit from our original idea. We wanted to do it from a little boy's point of view, but then it didn't really work out how we wanted, and Peter's sister and I were a family, so we didn't include Chris like we were going to. It was just me, Peter and Shannon. We tried to do it from a point of view, but the camera angles didn't really work how we thought they would. Peter wrote and came up with the idea. He pretty much directed it when we were at his house, and we all contributed and had our own input and changed things when we thought it was appropriate. Chris and I had a say, and if we didn't want to do that, we changed it a bit. I helped produce. When the time came, I pretty much bossed everyone around, told them where to be and what to do, where to go. Chris tried to teach me how to edit on the program he was using on his laptop, but I think I was more of a nuisance than anything, actually. I'd never really used Premiere Pro before, but when we were editing it, we all had our say and we all helped edit and did it all together. That was the thing, we did all together, all the editing. Chris was the cameraman. He had a lot of experience with cameras and had most of his own equipment, so he kind of just shotgunned that role, and he knew exactly what he was doing, what he wanted to do, all the angles and all the up-close shots and headshots and everything. We had to do the same scene over and over again so Chris could get all the right stuff that he wanted. The only challenge we really faced was how to keep it as close to our original idea as we could without it being from the little boy's point of view. We originally wanted it to be a little boy like playing out on the street and his mum being like, "Come home for dinner," and then how much the family interacted at dinner time compared to when the light flashes. Obviously it's in 10 years later. How much time's changed and how much no one speaks to each other in public anymore. Everyone just talks online. So when we tried to film it from that way, we didn't have all the right angles, I guess. You couldn't really tell that Chris was supposed to be in it and that he was the little boy, but it didn't really work. So we had to work out and had to figure out how we were going to make it work without using Chris, and then it just ended up me, Shannon and Peter being a family. But I think it worked really well in the end, and pretty happy with the outcome. Thanks for the semester.